Alright, well, since everyone else is dumping all over CD Projekt Red right now, I figured, why not give my opinion too? Here's my review of Cyberpunk 2077. I have invested over 200 hours into the game.
What?
200 hours. I play on PC with a 1060 and 16 gigs of RAM, so no ray tracing or super 4K graphics for this guy, and I gotta say, still looks stunning, beautiful, and dare I say, breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
Eh? Even on a mix of low, medium, and high settings, it looks great. The way the light reflects off of the water-soaked concrete is out of this world. It's like you're playing a movie. The atmospheric density and fog where buildings look gray and out of focus in the background is a marvel of video game engineering. The depth that the game gives you in terms of the visuals looks really, really cool. CDPR really mastered designing an open world that really feels like it's being lived in. There's all these little food stands and sushi carts and all this stuff, and people talking to other people about stuff. There's street musicians. It feels like a real place that's alive, and I love it. The story is pretty neat. I've listened to some other people saying, oh, that's pretty generic, you know. But I don't think so. I think the idea that an asthmatic mercenary doing anything to survive in a cynical, capitalist, dystopian future with the digital soul of anarchist rocker Keanu Reeves sharing her body is pretty rad and pretty unique. The game looks like $1 million and tells a pretty good and sometimes deep story. However, there are bugs, and boy are there a lot of bugs. Sometimes I'll die from absolutely nothing. I'll just die, and that's it. It's like as if I jumped off a 30-story building and died, but I'll just be running and then I'll just die. Also, getting hit by cars or getting knocked down is really annoying because you gotta like stand back up, but the camera doesn't like move around like it normally would in a first-person game where you see your hands pushing off the ground and you standing up. Your camera's static and it just sits there and you can't move. It's really weird. Textures don't always load, and while that's annoying, I kept playing. So it's really not that bad after 20 hours or so, but it is a little weird. It's the textures on cars and people that really do it the most. It'll just look like a gray blob on the road for about 3 seconds before it loads in. And the same thing with people. It'll be a person carrying a box that's fully rendered and fully textured, but a gray bipedal looking thing carrying it for about 3 seconds till it shows up. And it's really wonky and it kind of takes you out of the game. Charged weapons will often bug out and I'm unable to shoot them until I restart the game. I try to aim down the sights and charge the thing up and shoot, but it doesn't. And it doesn't work. And so I just stopped using charged weapons in the game because it's really, really annoying. So far, my experience of the PC version has been pretty stable. Not like those console nerds, right? Now for some critical stuff. Driving is a pain in the buttocks.
In the buttocks,
Cars handle really bad. It makes me hate driving through Night City, which is not what you want. If you spend all this time designing the city and infrastructure, the roads and bridges and all this stuff, you want people to enjoy driving through it. But the cars suck to handle, they fishtail and spin out way too easily. Inventory management is abysmal. It's so bad. It's a fucking nightmare. And I hate it so much. I've seen better management from the Trump administration. Having to sell or salvage one piece of equipment at a time is an annoying waste of time. It's so bad. It's like balancing a checkbook. Why would that be fun? Just let me checkmark all the pieces I want to salvage or sell at one time, so I'm not spending 5 or 10 minutes each time I pick something up and I'm over encumbered and I gotta go in and break a bunch of shit down. It's really annoying. I also wish melee weapons had combos and felt more satisfying to use. Like more camera shake and screams of mercy from like your enemies when you're slicing them up and stuff. It just doesn't feel fun to use them. You're just using them. Like I want more to it, more meat on it, or more tofu on it, or whatever. After around your 20th kill or so, they really lose their luster, and they get a little dull. With all that said, I haven't played 200 hours of a game since Witcher 3. And I haven't had this much fun exploring a massive world since Skyrim. A game where you get to hack into people and jack off computers while talking to Keanu Reeves sure is a heck of a good time. If you have a PC that can run this game, you'll have a wicked, cool, unique time playing it. But if you have a PS4 or Xbox One, you don't bother. You can't even get it on the Play Store anyway. Just play Spider-Man or whatever Microsoft's equivalent of Spider-Man is. And I'm gonna give Cyberpunk 2077 8 samurais out of 10.